Around.
Oh, you did good. You did good. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the 55th episode of The Insiders on Real Estate and Marketing. I'm your host, Sandy Hibbard, and my fine co-host right here, Mr. Mark Miller, is here, and he's on fire.
I'm choking
with what's going on, and we're having to give him water to
I'm just
drink.
thinking, I'm trying to remember when I was 55, but I really can't.
Oh, Lord, yeah, I remember 55 very well. It was just the other day.
The double nickel.
It was just the other day. Yeah. Anyway, guys, we've got a really good show today. We're going to have a really detailed conversation with the founder and the CEO of Move Concierge. However you would say that if you were living in Paris today. Anyway, we're going to talk about how you can partner with them, how you can up your game on marketing to better serve your clients. So that's what we're going to get into, the concierge mindset today, how to better serve. So it's going to be really good. But before we do that, let's hop over to Mr. Miller and see what the scoop is on the wild Dallas real estate market.
Oh, it's crazy.
What's going on?
Well, I would have expected a little bit more lift with the rate reduction.
Oh, yeah.
But there's always a correlation to that, and basically those rates are kind of baked in. And mortgage rates dropped, and then they've actually ticked up just a little bit.
Yeah.
But what's interesting from that is I'm not seeing as much on the contract side in lift as I would have thought, but I'm suddenly hearing everybody talking about refinancing.
Yes.
And I'm thinking to myself, why would you be refinancing? But then I remembered kind of the strategy, let's say early spring, rates are rising, et cetera, and everybody kept saying, buy the house, date the rate. And,
we did that.
Yeah. And so
absolutely.
I'm thinking that
I get
they're
it.
probably at that 200 to 300 basis point spread.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to be one component. I think the other component will be refinance cash outs as well, because I think people need their money out of their houses. They need
What
cash.
were those called? Buybacks? Buy-down loans?
Buy downs, yeah,
Buy downs.
321 buy downs.
Yeah, so people are going to take advantage of that
Yeah.
right now, too. I
Yeah.
also think people might be hesitating because they're just going, is
Well,
this
and you
real?
got,
Is
well,
this
and you got
really
to look
happening?
at and say what does that really mean? If it's
Trustworthiness?
200 basis point spread, does that mean $200 a month savings? Does that mean 500?
Yeah.
What? Because you're going to have to go through underwriting, and what's your condition today with your savings accounts, jobs, et cetera, that might have been better at that time may not be necessarily as good now. So I'll be interested.
It's just a weird time.
It is a
with
weird
money.
time. Commercial is good. We've got some really nice deals. We're trying to get across the finish line. Everything, in my estimation, is going to become more complicated to get closed.
Really?
And it's
On commercial or residential?
residential
Both?
and both. And it could be just because of underwriting on the lender side of the equation. But like anything, when we begin to hit these pockets where you have duress, the subsequent falling from that is that you get filings against those properties from judgment creditors, tax liens, things of that nature. So you move into more of a cleanup category than you do. And that's why I tell agents when you're on listing appointments, you need to be discussing, have you had any life events, anything that's happened since you acquired the house to where you are today. Doesn't mean you can't get them closed. It just means we're going to have more due diligence, and there's going to be more issues to getting transactions underwritten. And I'm actually putting together a presentation right now that I'm taking out to the market about the state of the industry and trends in the title business and some of the things that are going to be happening that agents just don't think about to that side. So anyhow, that's not gloom and doom at all. It's just going to be more challenging, and so I'm looking for a decent fourth quarter. I think we'll be okay, and then. Who knows when the election's over with, what we'll end up with. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So
Well, it goes along with everything that you always preach and what Mark stands for, and that is, being forensic, asking questions. Don't just do a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. We've signed the contract.
Right.
We're going to put a sign
Here we
in the
go.
yard.
Yeah.
And it is not that easy these
Yeah.
days to
Yeah.
buy and sell real estate. So I think
Nope.
that, to your point, having a title partner. And by the way, Secured Title of Texas is our long-standing sponsor of the Insiders, and they are a boutique, concierge-oriented and concierge mindseted, if that's a word,
Well, sounds
title
good.
company.
Yeah.
Veteran people like Mark, been in the business 40 years. There's not a question that you could have in real estate that you could not run by that team and get some help on.
Yeah.
So title is very important
Oh, yes.
in the real estate game. Secured Title of Texas. Thank you for
Thank you.
supporting us. Well, let's jump into the show.
Sure.
Mark, tell us a little bit about our guest
Well, we
today.
want to certainly. Gabe and I have known each other a long time. I always jokingly say he's the second best dressed man in Collin County, but
Oh, yeah.
but anyhow, I've known Gabe, and he's had incredible success with now Utility Concierge. Move Concierge, and was
yeah, we'll
Utility
talk
Concierge.
about that.
Got it,
Right,
got it.
right.
But Gabe grew up in Port Arthur and University of North Texas, brought him to the Dallas Metro, and he graduated with a Bachelors of Science in Business, and then founded Utility Concierge when he saw that utilities and other home services often overlooked in the hassle of moving, and his solution was personal concierge to connect electricity, TV, security, internet services for home buyers. We're going to talk about some other product that he's going to be launching here in the near future. And so he's just made everything easier for everybody when they use the services, because it is, like anything else, it's just a pain when you have to go through that
It
process
is.
of
And
connecting,
Mark, I've used
coming out of one home and going into another.
And
So
it makes a
and
huge
you've got
difference.
experience with
Yeah.
this company.
Yeah, I
So
do.
anyhow, that's it. I'm just delighted to have. So we're just gonna jump in, and I'm gonna hit you with the first one here, Gabe. And you kind of obviously you saw a gap in the moving process, and you've turned it into a thriving business. So kind of how did you come across that thought? What inspired you to set this company up? And from what you saw out there, what was the light bulb that
It's a
went on?
pretty brilliant idea,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Well, thank you. Well, happy to be here also. Thanks for having me. So I started a satellite installation company in 2004, and so we're doing dish network installations and direct TV installations. And I bought a home security company in 2007, and my background was really sales, and so I wanted to get back into the sales, industry, right? And so I said,
Right.
well, look, I've got satellite and security. Surely I can go sell these two products. And I said, well, let me reach out to my friends in the real estate world and, ask them to send me their clients, and I would sell them these two products. And it worked. It was okay. It was the right timing. There was a need for it. But in 2008, that satellite business started to slow down, and they were only giving jobs to people that, were completing the jobs, right? And so we were doing about 250, 300 jobs a day in different markets in Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Texas. And so, if we went out to the job and we didn't get the job in, then nobody got paid, right?
Right.
And so we really started diving into that. It was like, why are these jobs not getting in? We had a good completion rate, but we really started diving into it, and we found out that a lot of the times people were moving. And we'd get to their house, and they would have their electricity on, but the TV's still on the moving truck, and that was back in the day when you had to have everything there. Or the TV was there, and somebody forgot to turn the electricity on, right? And so in 2009,
Wow.
and so because everybody wanted to get the jobs in, but that's what we found out, right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where the light bulb went on. And so in 2009, I founded Utility Concierge and kind of changed the way we thought about that. And we understood moving's a stressful time, and this is just like a little thing in the moving process, right? You've got a guy for everything in moving. You got a title guy, you got a realtor, you got mortgage, insurance, right? But you don't have somebody that really helps you move into the house.
That's right.
Right? And so in 2009, when I started Utility Concierge, we had a couple of things. Number one, we said, instead of some of your clients will sell them these products, some of your clients will help them through this stressful time, right? And we did it on a couple of principles. Number one, we're going to be a referral-based business. So today, 98% of our business comes from real estate professionals all across the country. They send us their clients to help them with this part of the move. We're going to give the customer the power of choice, meaning like we don't really care what you get. We represent every brand. We represent everything in each market. We basically shop the market for you and say, here's your options based on what you told me. We don't give you the whole market. We talk to the customer and make sure, find out what their needs are, and then we're going to tell you what's available based on your needs, right? So we're going to give the customer power of choice. And then lastly, which is probably most important, is just easy, transparent communication. They've already got enough things going on in their life. We don't need to give them a checklist of something. We don't ever want a customer to feel like they're talking to somebody in a call center, we tell our concierge to make sure that you talk to this customer like it's your best friend, like they're your best friend, because you're going to be very efficient with that person, right? And secondly, that you recommend things that you'd recommend to your mother with integrity. And so the process is very simple and easy, and that's how we got started. We've been doing it since 2009, and it's been an amazing ride.
And a lot's happened since 2009.
A lot
Oh
has
my
happened.
God, in the world of technology. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see how it's evolved, how you've come from where you were in 2009 to what you're doing today. And I think I'm getting ahead of us. I'm probably going
not really.
to jump into
Yeah.
that. But yeah, what's been the evolution of it?
So yeah, it's a good word. We actually, I'll tell you a little story of kind of where the evolution came from. But so started in 2009, figured it out for a couple of years, really understood that I had something. And it's funny when to tell an entrepreneur story. It's funny when I had a home inspection company that said, okay, you can have all my customers and this is a service we want to provide. It was 150 clients a month. Right, and I'm like, oh my God, this is great. I could build a model on it. We know that it would work. And so today we're helping about 20,000 customers a month. And so it's funny to look back on where we've came. But a lot's changed in the market and the industry. When I started this, I had to really create the industry, not only with the real estate professionals, right, but also with the providers. We had to go to the providers and say, look, we're not door to door. We don't have a brick and mortar. We're not a call center. This is how we're doing it. So we had to kind of create that industry with all the major corporations around the country. And so that was a big challenge. And then also just, as we know, real estate professionals are very protective of their clients, right?
They are,
And so we had to prove ourselves and prove that we were going to deliver a level of service that was what they're used to and what their clients expect. And so we've kind of branded that, and we deliver a mind-blowing customer experience. And the reason I use the word experience is that, a service is expected, right? But you're not expecting an experience when you work with us, but that's what we give you, right? We give you an experience that is mind-blowing. And when we talk about mind-blowing, it's that they have no other choice but to talk about us. They go back and they talk to their realtor, they talk to their friends and family. And we've proven that with our testimonials.
And mind-blowing is when you can walk into your brand new home, the electricity's on.
It is.
And the internet's on.
And more important,
Right?
I'll take cold water
Cold
and
water.
not internet, right?
Yeah.
But that everything's done.
Everything's working. And
Right.
Yeah, that is huge. I think that's huge.
And
So-
that reflects on the real estate professional that sent us the
Right.
client.
Totally. Yeah,
so
totally.
easy. Yeah, post-closing, so easy. So what I've always wondered about this, what did you experience in pushback from the providers when you first came in with this concept? Because now you're, for lack of a better word, you're kind of the middleman
Yep.
in a way. And was that a hard
It was
acceptance, and then has it become easier as you've gone nationwide? And
Yeah, it was difficult in the beginning because there just wasn't a company like this. We've created this channel with all the providers, and it's funny. It's called a concierge type company, so it's fun that that industry is named after us.
That's cool.
But once they understood it, they love it because we're able to give them quality clients that are moving to a new home, that are going to stay there for a while, their credit's good, and they can create a new relationship and really have a good lifetime value with that customer. So our providers love us, the quality of customer we give them, but also we work very close with them to test out new products and launch new products for them.
Now, when I don't know if this is the correct terminology, but when they deregulated electricity, where now anybody who wants to have a billing company can, and the rates are all crazy. I know my daughter that I live with, every cycle, whether it's a year or 9 months, she's on the computer digging into all these different companies, finding the lowest rate and all the hidden fees and everything, and she's real diligent about that. But most people aren't.
Sure.
So how was that when that happened and you guys have to deal with so many additional providers, and how do you find the best rate for a customer? Do they get involved with you on that?
We do. So we have, there's 45 different electricity providers in the state of Texas. And so it is the craziest business.
I can't
right?
imagine.
Because you're right. I mean, it's all the same power.
Yep.
It's all, provided, and it's all the same power, and it's really a billing company. And so it's hard to shift through that, but we work with companies that are going to get a great experience. They're going to give us some type of exclusive pricing.
Good.
And they're going to be honest and have integrity on their billing. And we actually offer a service that will make sure they're never out of contract. So what you said that person does, and very diligent about that. I mean, evidently she has a lot of time on her hands. Maybe she loves to do that. But we have a company that helps, where you never have to do it. You sign up for this service, and you're always in the best contract.
Oh, that's
and
fabulous.
You're never out of contract, because that's where you lose your money, right?
Yeah.
Is that you may have a contract rate at 10 cents a kilowatt, but then as soon as you're out of contract,
Yeah.
that's going to go to 20 plus cents a kilowatt.
It can
And
kill you.
that's where they get you.
So is there a proactive prompting that you're within 2 months of your contract, or what?
We're the service we provide just handles it.
Okay.
They just let you know, here's your new billing provider. We've already switched over your credit card
Okay.
information. Here's your new bill. Here's
That's
your new
awesome.
rate.
Awesome.
You really don't even have to think about it. It's
Now,
an amazing service.
Could, in today's environment, could a consumer just come to you directly that's not moving, that has these different utility connections and wants somebody else to mitigate all that?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, so we have a product called kind of a utility checkup. And so because we're in it every single day, we can take a quick look at your bills. We can take a quick look on who you have and how long you've had them, and we can let you know if we can save you some money. And so that's a great, with a lot of our real estate professionals that we work with, we say, hey, send me your bills and let us just do a quick utility checkup on it. And we're able to wow them on how much money we can save them just right off the bat.
Well, and a lot of
That
times
is so cool.
in the closing side too, you always hear the discussion about, send me some of your utility bills, because they're trying to figure out how much is it going to cost me to move into that house. And then have you ever considered going into the commercial side?
We do a little bit of commercial. Commercial I think is a little bit more. We do commercial electricity, we do commercial security, we do commercial video.
Okay.
But it's a little bit more
Oh, it's-
hands-on,
Yeah.
feet on the street type
Yeah.
of deal. And really, it's volume, right? There's you said there's 1,800 people moving in the state of Texas. There's 4 to 5 million people moving a year. And with commercial, it's a lot less.
Oh, yes. Yeah, because you're under a lease side, but you're
Right.
still dealing with the utility side of it, of those equations. And utility cost in the commercial and a retail space, as an example, gets quite expensive comparative to what might be in a home.
For sure, and
Yeah.
we have a product on the commercial electricity that we can, look at your rate, make sure you get the best long-term contract. Because as bad as it is in residential, it's definitely bad in commercial, and there's a lot of opportunity to save money in commercial.
Oh, yeah. Do you ever get involved with phones?
Like hardline.
No.
Cell phone?
Mobile?
Yeah, that's one of our post-close products. Is that we don't really want to. We have kind of a pre-close before people move in. And again, we want to help. And
Yeah.
so if we're giving you all this stuff to do when you're moving in, that doesn't work. Like, what do you need? You need your base utilities. You need internet. You need TV. You need security to protect your family. And then we have a post-close that will help with all the other things once you move in, and mobility is in that product.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Because, you can get out of contract and get upside down in your phones, too.
Absolutely.
You get locked into AT&T and your monthly payment, and you're paying this, and then all of a sudden your friend tells you, oh yeah, I'm just paying X amount of dollars on AT&T, when you had no idea, because you just kind of do things by rote. So I think that having something that can alert people to check on their phone programs would also
Absolutely.
be great.
Yeah, we'll do that once they get into the house, because
Okay.
we don't want to have that disturbance. And the other thing too, people move and their coverage may not be as good as it was at your
Exactly.
other house. You may
Yeah.
be in a different area.
So
that
you
the
do that
coverage is
after
better.
they're in the house.
Yeah, after they're in the house. Yeah.
Super cool.
So what do you see as some of the strategic opportunities in the future, near future, or beyond that, additional services that you might bring to the market and to the real estate community?
Yeah, I think, if we look at the real estate community and just what we've done for the past 15 years, we're allowing agents to really deliver this better experience, this mind-blowing customer experience to their client, right? And so we've done that for 15 years. We've got great partners, and it's just a way for agents to just level up their game, right? And what we've seen is that agents either do nothing, or they do a little something, or they they partner with us,
Yeah.
right? And when they partner with us, it's like adding another person to your team.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
I think
and
this is
so
a huge opportunity for realtors.
It's a no-brainer. Like
It is.
it's a no-brainer, right? When people ask you about for an agent, when they ask, well, what do I do for my internet and TV and my utilities? Instead of the agent trying to fumble around or like say
Right.
nothing, they
Right.
simply say, "Oh, no problem. My Move Concierge is going to be reaching out to you. They're going to take care of all that for you."
The part of the team.
Part of the
A
team.
realtor has their title, their mortgage, their staging people, all the way down the line. They've got someone in every spot, and this is a perfect slot.
Perfect spot.
Yeah.
It makes that move into the home seamless, and when they get in the house and their internet's on, their TV's on, and their electricity's on, and all that, there's no issue with that. That credit's going back to the real
Oh,
estate
yeah.
professional.
And in a listing presentation, if you're going to add into your listing presentation that you have this is part of your team services, that's huge. That could make the difference, in whether or not you get that listing or not. Huge opportunity because realtors, they're a dime a dozen. Sorry, I don't mean that in a bad way, but I mean,
I didn't say
there's
that.
so many of you. So the good realtors, though, are not a dime a dozen.
Right.
The good realtors are the ones that are taking a hold of programs like this and building teams and creating opportunities not only for their team to grow, but to provide service to their client, the concierge mindset. And I think that that is a huge opportunity to have with you guys. And in partnering with your real estate partners, do you provide materials? Do you provide content for them to be able to use?
We provide everything. We have a great onboarding team that onboards the real estate professional, that gives them content, that gives them websites, that gives them links, that gives them everything. So it's a very, very smooth transition. And again, it's like you're adding a person to your team at no cost, right? And with everything going on with the lawsuits and this and that, this is really important for sellers also, for them to prove, seller agents, for them to prove their value, to be able to put this into their listing package. But yeah, we provide everything, and then we have a whole account management team that, we know we're a human company. We're 150
I love
work
that,
in the
a human company.
We're a human-centric company, and we know that mistakes are going to happen. We're dealing with 8 different service providers per house, and so we have an account management team that if there is any issue, that you can reach out to them. But we had a great stat come up in one of our executive meetings the other day. Out of all of our customers that we help on an annual basis, we have less than a 1% issue rate. We have a feedback. We have a negative response. We have less than 1%.
That's awesome.
And that's a testament to our amazing team that mind-blowing customer experience is just ingrained to our culture because we're 100% referral based. So we earn the right to serve every day. And so we just deliver that a great experience. And it's all, when we call on the homeowner, we're calling on the real estate professional's behalf.
Yeah.
Right, and so we're part of their team, we're part of their process, and so all that value goes back.
That helps make the connection and comfort too with the people you're
does.
calling.
It
Yeah,
does.
because they know that they just closed with that realtor, and now that reference is carrying into now helping them connect.
Yeah,
This is such a testament, and I'm so impressed with the back end of all of this. I can just imagine the machinery that is at work from conception to now to getting someone in their home. So on the front end, we all know that marketing is an essential ingredient to building any business. So share a little bit of some of your marketing tactics that you've had over the years that maybe a realtor or a business owner could go, that's a good idea.
yeah. So I think the concept of the business, the fact that in 2009 I said, look, I'm not going to go and find these customers. I'm going to go find people that are moving with someone that already has them, right? So I mean, that in general, if you really look at that, instead of going create a market, why don't you go partner with somebody that already has it,
I love that. Yes, yes.
And I think that has been a great part of our marketing because it's a value proposition. We give our service away as a value add today to real estate professionals to make them look better. And in return, we help the client, right? And so I think just looking at, why start from scratch? Who can you partner with? Who needs this service? And who can you go and, who already has the customer, right? And I think that's a quick way to get things started, and it creates a great relationship, right? You find people that are like-minded, that share the same values, they get it, and it's a win-win for everybody.
Now, if somebody, let's think affiliate marketing, if somebody in that mindset wanted to partner with you guys, how does that work? Do you provide opportunities for other industries or other businesses other than real estate who would want to do affiliate marketing with you?
If they're touching somebody that's moving, yeah, I mean, I think there's an opportunity there, or they,
Moving companies?
Yeah, moving companies are great. I mean, we've got a great, with the name change, we've got some great partners coming on board. We changed from Utility Concierge to Move Concierge because we're going to really help with that, with the move nationwide. And so that's been a really good partnership for us. But just think about who do you share your clients with, right? Who can you network with and collaborate with, and who you really share the same clients with.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. I mean, marketing these days takes strategic thinking.
Especially, I mean, there's so much noise out there, and it's really hard to break through and find that customer.
There really is, and I think you almost have to be as innovative in your marketing as you do in building a business.
Yeah.
You know, innovation, thinking of ways. I talked with somebody last night. They were saying, "Yeah, I need another stream of income," and I'm like, "Yeah, you do." You know, we were having that conversation, which is something that you would never even think about having a conversation about 10 or 15 years ago. But it's like now, and not necessarily just in the gig industry, but actually in anybody who's doing a side gig or anybody who's got their own business is having to look at what other income streams can I have. They're having to be innovative. They're having to look at how can I approach innovation in my marketing to reach through the noise, to reach people who are in my feed. How do I get it outside of that? And that's what I'm hearing you saying that's happening with Move Concierge, is you're moving out from that to create innovation in your own company. So talk about that for a second, and then we're going to have to close up, but I want you to share some innovation ideas and what your stance is on that with Move, coming from Utility Concierge to Move Concierge.
Yeah, I read a great article on this yesterday about how do you build an adjacent new business next to your core business while you're innovating. And so, you know, the biggest thing that we're doing today is that we have Move Concierge, and then we really started to look at like how do we want to be the concierge for life. We want to be that we want to really have that lifetime value with the customer, right? And so we're building a product called House Concierge, which will move people into that ecosystem. And what that's going to be is like a Carfax for the house. It's going to be where all your important documents are, but then as you move into the house, you know you need everything else, right? You need painters, plumbers, lawn guys, pool guys, whatever it is you need for your house, that's going to be your place to go and do that. So we're going to really drive that lifetime value with the customer there for Move Concierge and House Concierge. But in turn, we're going to give that back to the real estate professional, right? Because we know that 85% of the customers would use their agent again if they stayed relevant, right? And so we're going to be another touch point for the agent in that ecosystem of House Concierge.
That's
Wow, I
that's
think
why
that's
it's
huge.
important for the agent to partner with you, right?
Yeah, it's not.
yeah.
It's all about the what's in it for them.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, maybe that's not enough what's in it for them to give their client a mind-blowing customer experience, but is it enough what's in it for you to make sure we're going to give you another 24 touches throughout the year to your client, and we're going to help you provide that lifetime value to your client and stay relevant and top of mind.
Beautiful.
I like that.
Cool.
Well, guys, we're out of time, so let's look at real quick 3 takeaways that the sound bites that you can leave with our audience.
Well,
And for social media.
yeah, I mean, I just love the thought of this whole concept is just consumer focus
It is, love it.
to that side. And so, that's the relevance for all of us. Doesn't matter how I get to them. Eventually, the consumer comes through my pathway to that side. So a real good consumer focus. I also like what I refer to as personal service. And personal service is also in the customer service aspect. And that is, there's nothing that agitates me more than to have to go through an automated system to eventually try to get to somebody live when if you would just answer from the start, and get my issue addressed or question addressed, it would be such a more pleasant experience in customer service. So you've got that nailed on your response side, and I think that's what's contributed significantly to your growth as well as that personal service. And then it's the repeat customer, in which you've identified is my realtor is my referral source, and that's where you concentrated your efforts, and it's paid off. So everybody wants repeat business. No better way to get there than a great customer experience. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Those are good.
Awesome.
Gabe?
You know, for me, I think, you know, when you say the word concierge, you expect a level of service or an experience. And so, look, if agents are wanting to provide this next level of customer experience, we're the easy choice, right? We're the easy button, right? For not only you, the real estate professional, but also your clients. And we're gonna deliver that mind-blowing customer experience where they have no other choice but to talk about us. But in turn, since you referred them, they're going to be talking about you, right? So reach out to us. Let us add some value to your experience that you give to your clients. And it's a competitive market, right? So we're going to help those agents that want to grow and build a business. And when we come out of this market, be great on the other side. We'd love to talk to you.
I love that. You can reach out to Gabe by looking down below in the notes here on YouTube. We will have his contact information for you. But the easiest way will be to go to moveconcierge.com. I think, to me, what is really ringing in my mind, of course, as a marketing professional, is, wow, this is a huge opportunity for marketing for someone who's in the real estate business, especially. If I am a realtor and I can partner with you guys, not only for the move, but for the future services that you're going to be offering through Home Concierge, that's just a no-brainer. So now in my marketing arsenal, I have a whole new pack of stuff that I can create in my content marketing. So branded under my brand, I can talk about my team. I can talk through blog posts, through social media. I can talk through email newsletters, email e-blasts, and I can talk whenever I'm at my meetings and going to the chamber, and I can become not only a spokesperson. It's not that you're becoming a spokesperson for Move Concierge, but it's almost like you're able to speak up to this new amazing team member that you have. And so that, to me, is what I want to drive home today, is that the services that are offered here is a no-duh. And especially when you get into the home services, people are busy. We don't have time to sit down and try to figure out where I need to go to get somebody who can fix this jammed door that's not going to rip me off.
We don't do it every month.
Exactly.
Right. We
Exactly.
just do it when we need it.
Yeah.
I mean,
let
it's
the expert
huge.
handle it.
Yep.
Let the expert handle it. I
let the
love that.
expert handle it.
And are you kidding me? It's going to ding me and tell me I can get a better electrical rate? I mean, wow. This is super cool. So I think that to contact moveconcierge.com is a no-brainer too. But guys, remember that when it comes to your marketing, content marketing is the only way that you're going to be able to tell your brand story. That is your brand storytelling. So how are you telling it, and what's the content avenue that you're taking? Here is a whole new realm that's opened up, and I just love it. So thank you so much for being on the show.
Well, thanks for having me. I love
Reach out to
hanging with you guys.
moveconcierge.com. Mark,
I
great.
didn't get that.
Awesome.
Oh,
Could you try again?
Siri, darling, I'm not talking to you.
Oh, it's an AI, Flint.
Guys,
That's
have
awesome.
a wonderful month, and we will see you in October
There you
on
go.
The Insiders.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Thanks, guys.